Good morning, beloveds. Foster is very chatty this morning. He may or may not contribute to the conversation. So, he was dashing off to somewhere, and I said, no, it's time to go to the live stream. He turned around and came with me. I like the company. Okay, it is September 13th. Our title is The Power in Letting Go. Our first quote is, "The spirit that dwelleth in me, it doth the work." I'm not going to use the language. John 14:10. The second quote is, "God can work for us only by working through us. Consequently, there is no other name under heaven whereby a person may be saved, not the name of Jesus, but the mind of Christ." And that is The Science of Mind, page 496. At times, we may wonder whether we have the wisdom and knowledge to make our dreams become a reality. There is no reason for concern, because it is not ourselves who must do the work. God gives us the idea, then supplies all that is necessary to turn our dream into reality. We step aside, allowing the divine presence to manifest through us. As the Course in Miracles states, it cannot be that it is hard to do the task that Christ appointed you to do, since it is Christ who does it. We are each a spark of the divine flame. We can block this flame or hinder the flow of creativity inside ourselves, but we cannot totally extinguish the flame. Jesus was able to accomplish what he did because he kept the channel of his mind open and receptive for this power to flow through it. Fighting any adverse condition, Ernest Holmes says, only increases its power over us because we are making a reality of it. Resistance is the offspring of fear and ignorance. Non-resistance is the offspring of love. We express it at the level of our individual consciousness. When we forgive and unconditionally love each other, everyone, we clear the way for God to work through us more completely, and wonderful events take place. Today, I love and forgive all persons and conditions in my life. Filled with a spirit of joyful expectancy, I claim all the riches that await a child of God. And that's SB, which I believe is Shirley Briggs. Okay. Yesterday I was talking, I think it was yesterday, I was talking about standing on the hose. I'm Gen X. I grew up drinking out of water hoses. You know, I also lived in the country, and that helps too. So I grew up drinking, and so that is one of the reasons why I use that water hose as an analogy, because, you know, as a child. And I have a younger brother. So as a child, you know, when you mess with your younger brother, or you know, are playing with your parents and you're using a water hose, you can kink the hose, you know, you bend the hose and water doesn't flow through. Or you can stand on the hose and let only so much water through. And so I use that as an analogy of, oh goodness, no, claws. He grabbed me with his claws. And they were very pointy. And so I use that as an analogy because it works for me. And so if it doesn't work for you, you know, please feel free to pick another one. She uses the flame, of how we interact with spirit. And that's exactly what it is. We are interacting with spirit to the level of our willingness. And our willing, because we are the ones standing on our own hose. Now, we can talk about society, we can talk about culture, we can talk about religion, we can talk about all the things that we have been taught. But the truth is, the only thing in our way, in our connection with spirit, is us. Yes, maybe we do need to unlearn all of the stuff that society has taught us, and religion has taught us, and culture has taught us. Especially like if you grew up like me, where I grew up Catholic. And so we have all these saints and their intercessors and Mary, because we can't go directly to God. We have priests, we have levels of priests and saints and angels, and, you know, they're all, and Science of Mind went, yeah, no, that's all nonsense. You can go directly to the source of your own being. You can go directly to God. So there are things to unlearn. but it's your job to unlearn them. So you are still, the only thing between you and the source of your own being is you. It's your willingness. And so what she's making a case for in this is that whatever it is that you're here to do, God will give you an idea. And then if you are willing to follow, and that willingness is a key piece, then God will provide everything you need to make that dream a reality. But there are going to be times that you are going to have to trust your gut and do things that seem crazy. And because in this way, God will continue to provide what it is that we need to do, whatever it is that, we're dreaming of. But we got to take the first step. It's like, I think it's Hafiz. It's either Hafiz or Rumi, or it could be Khalil Gibran, one of those poets, about joy has been running through the streets looking for you since it first heard your name. Well, for it to hear your name, you got to speak it. Joy has heard your name. Your purpose has heard your name, but you got to come to it. It is running to you, but you got to be willing to step out of the door frame and say, hey, here I am. And so it is on us. And so that's one of the reasons why I frequently say, unkink that hose. You're standing on the hose. You go to the source of your own being, and then but it's going to meet you at the level that you're willing to meet yourself. You got to be willing to trust and to do and to take those risks and take those chances, and understand, especially when you belong to a Science of Mind community, that you're surrounded by people that want to help you, that want to support you, and will, when you tell them what it is that you need. And so you got to speak your needs. You got to speak your needs, and you got to speak them to spirit, and you got to speak them to the people around you. But you also, it helps to have that, that community of like-minded people. Don't be telling your dreams to people that aren't going to support them. Tell your dreams to people that are going to support them. So, so God can only do for us what God can do through us. We've got to meet God or spirit at the level of our own awareness, which means we need to up level. We need to come up. And that is the point of regular spiritual practice. That is the point of treatment and meditation, to go forth into, and to do it regularly and to unkink that hose. Sometimes I'll use the, like you plug in an electrical cord, but I like the hose because, you can't kink an electrical cord and stop the flow of the electricity, but you can a hose with water. It's just a very effective analogy. Okay. So I like the line, there is no reason for concern because it is not we ourselves who must do the work. God gives us the idea and then supplies all that is necessary to turn our dream into reality. We must step aside, allowing the divine presence to manifest through us. And that's what I'm talking about. When we have that dream that seems unreachable, what's getting in our way is us. And yes, I'm going to acknowledge the society and culture and, all of the things that have, trust me, honey, I'm a girl. And the number of times that I have heard, but you're a girl, that's why you can't. And I'm like, watch me. I'm not gonna, you can't let what society and culture and other people have told you get in your own way. It's like, watch me. Spirit's got your back and always will. But sometimes we got to be willing to step aside from what we know to be true, what we think we know to be true, and to find out what really is true. Okay. We are each a spark of the divine flame. We can block this flame or hinder the flow of creativity inside of us, which is why I use the hose analogy. But we cannot totally extinguish the flame. You never can cut all the water out. Eventually, it's going to get there. So,
surprise!
Jesus was able to accomplish what he did because he kept the channel of his mind open and receptive for this power to flow through it, fighting any adverse condition. Like I said, society, culture, religion, what we have been told. Ernest Holmes says, fighting any adverse condition, Ernest Holmes says, only increases its power over us because we are making a reality of it. Resistance is the offspring of fear and ignorance. Non-resistance is the offspring of love. We express at the level of our own individual consciousness. So she's like, all right, if we're going to do this, non-resistance. And how do we do non-resistance? Forgive and unconditionally love. So you want your mission today? The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to forgive and love unconditionally. And do you know the most important person in this whole scenario that you need to forgive and love unconditionally? Yourself. That's the mission today. We can focus on forgiving and loving everybody else unconditionally any day and every day. But today, how about focusing on forgiving and unconditionally loving yourself? And yeah,
Surprise.
I mean unconditionally loving yourself. With all of that it entails. When you look in that mirror, don't find the flaws. Don't look at the flaws. Love yourself unconditionally. All right? And that is a heck of a mission. And the way you can do that is to practice on yourself, to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. Loving yourself unconditionally is kind, compassionate, and loving. All right? And how do we do that? By taking a deep breath, by taking a walk, by taking a nap, by making sure we make time to actually enjoy our life. If we don't enjoy every single minute, taking a moment and out and making sure that we actually dig in and enjoy it. All right? God wants us to be happy. And as I like to say, happiness is an inside-out job. Practice on yourself. You deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. You are a beloved child of God. You always have been. You always will be. And there is nothing you can do to change that. All right? That's the good news and the bad news. You can't change it. It's a state of grace. All right? Okay, so you got the mission, you got the loving, kind, compassionate thing. Practice on yourself, all right? Create that bank. So when you meet people who need a little extra, you got enough to share. Okay. As always, I do encourage you, do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like today. Do something, drink plenty of water. It was nice and cool this morning. Oh, and there was a breeze. Still drink plenty of water. And I'm not allowed to have any fluids after midnight, so that'll be fun until hopefully the surgery will be around 9 o'clock in the morning. Then, hang on. Bright light early in your day, reset those circadian rhythms. It will go a long way to helping you, you'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night. Trust me, it's science. Okay, you can look it up. And as always, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven right here, right now. I keep telling you it's a superpower because it's an inside-out job. You go connect with the source of your own being, and you realize that heaven is a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. You get to create it around you. All right? Promise you. It's a superpower, and you have it. Okay. There is a lot going on. So catch us on the social medias. We are Creative Life Spiritual Zone, Creative Life Spark, Creative Life Spiritual Center. I'm the running Rev Ryan. I may not be on tomorrow because I do not know where my ability to read tomorrow will be. I have an idea. What I might end up doing is taking a picture on the iPad of the reading so that I can blow it up so that I can see it. But I don't know that I'll be able to do it tomorrow. If not, you'll get 2 of these on Thursday. so that I can keep up. But I will figure it out. I'm just not sure I'll be on at 9 o'clock. Well, I definitely won't because I'll be in surgery at that time. Yeah. Email info@creativelife.org. That way you can find all the things that are going on. That'll put you on the constant contact, and the hot links are hot. There are book studies, there are classes, there's all kinds of stuff going on. And if there's anything going on with Reverend Jesse and Home Office, he'll put links for that too. Because you got to register through Home Office for that. Okay. I think that's what I know. So I'm going to encourage you to have a good day, great day, amazing day, wondrous day, fantastic day, amazing day, great day. I think I started out that way. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day, because you are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased and well represented. So, love yourself today. Forgive yourself today. Love yourself unconditionally today. And tomorrow, we'll work on the rest of the world. All right, beloveds? So, Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'm having my other eye surgery tomorrow. I probably won't be on with you tomorrow, but I should be back by Thursday. Sometime. Maybe not 9 o'clock in the morning. My appointment is at 3:15, so we'll see. We'll see what he says. And so I'll be on sometime with you. I will make sure not to conflict with David. So take care of yourself. Know that you're loved. And I will see you next time.